It's been a big week for the Arsenal women's football team. A couple of key players there from Ireland for them, one of whom is Katie McCabe. Katie, good morning to you. How you doing?
Good morning, how are you?
Yeah, look, congratulations. You've had a pretty amazing week, and you've won the title with a week to spare, which is great because it means you get to properly relax and celebrate, and the celebrations can actually be much longer than they would be if you just won it in the last game. So at what point were you kind of confident that this was actually going to happen?
No, it was a fantastic weekend. Obviously, it was a tight title race, and to do it with a game to spare was always nice. So we can have that big game against Man City. But I don't think there was ever an initial game. I think obviously the Birmingham game was quite significant for us because that determined we were back in Champions League, and that was what our main aim was for the season. So maybe you could say the Birmingham game because we got back into Champions League, and but I think obviously the whole day on Sunday was fantastic in itself, and to finish it off the way we did was pretty special.
You mentioned there a big game against Man City. So Man City also unbeaten over the course of the season, and you've actually beaten them in the league. So it's been a proper title race the whole way through.
Yeah, no, definitely. They've been they've not lost the game, I don't think. We haven't beaten them. They beat us 2-0 up in Man City. They've obviously a big cup final now on Saturday against West Ham, which Leanne Kiernan will be playing in as well. But now they'll be looking to finish their season on a high. Hopefully, they'll definitely be looking to win the double cup and go the season unbeaten. So it'll be our job to stop that happening next week.
Jordan Nobbs has been writing in the Daily Telegraph this morning, Katie, talking about Joe Montemurro and the role he's had as manager. And I know for you personally, he's had a big role in your career in terms of your graph.
Yeah, no, definitely. Joe's come in and done a fantastic job with us, creating a style of play that suits the players and getting us working hard the last 2 years to do that. But for me, obviously, since he come in, I was on loan from Glasgow City when I came back. He was there, so it was totally new, totally new manager, and he gave me that second chance to try to stake my claim. And he's one of the best managers I've played for, so I'm really loving playing under him.
What was the main difference between him and the previous manager, in the sense that not only did he not have to go out on loan under the new regime, you became an integral part of this team?
I think it was timing, if I'm honest. When I first came over, I was obviously quite young, and when Pedro signed me, and I don't think I was quite ready yet. I still had to work to get up to that physical battle to play at the top professional level, and I don't think I was quite ready yet. So for me to go out and get game time was really important for my development as a player. And when I came back, as I said, Pedro was gone and Joe was there, and maybe I was a bit more ready for coming back in and trying to stake my claim in the team. And Joe believed in me from the start, so it turned out all right.
So you were 20, were you 19 when you went over first?
19.
And then how long were you in Glasgow for?
I was at Arsenal for a year and a half, and then I left for 6 months and then came back. So yeah, I was only in Glasgow for 6 months, sorry.
And when you get told you're going out on loan, are you like, okay, that's grand, this is all fine, that's normal, or are you like, here, no way, I don't want to go?
No, to be fair, it was kind of a mutual thing, I guess. I wanted to play. I was getting frustrated not playing, but I knew that I wasn't ready, that I needed that game time, and the way the season was shaping up, the manager didn't have that game time for me, so I wanted to go out. I just wanted to play. I wanted to fall back in love with football, and I did that at Glasgow City. Played some Champions League matches up there, and they were really good to me, and definitely helped my development as a footballer.
And in terms of your own kind of position in the team, because you played mostly midfield, but a good bit at full-back as well this year, so that flexibility is always important when managers are looking at a squad. But as a player, I suppose you want to have a specific position that you're the best at, that you get to become comfortable and familiar in. Was that all part of getting out and getting on loan and getting those games as well?
Yeah, I guess I don't mind the challenge of having to play a different position, but as you said, you want to be focusing on that one position, which I like best is a left or a right wing. That kind of towards the end of the season, me and Beth Mead have kind of been playing, and obviously having Viv up top then, and that would be our sole front three. But we've not been blessed with injuries since the start of the season. So I think the manager just needed me to do a job, whether it be left back, midfield, wherever it may be, and I was more than happy to do it because it's for the team. We needed it at the time, and I'd do it again if we had to. If it meant we won a league at the end of it.
Because you signed a new contract not that long ago, I think. Is it in the last 6 months?
You know, it was in the last month or two. Yeah.
Right. Okay. It's that recent. Yeah.
Yeah. No. So I was really happy with that. Joe again believing in me, and no, I jumped at the opportunity. I didn't think of anything else, and Arsenal Football Club is a fantastic football club. So yeah, I was delighted to sign the dotted line.
When you were 12 and 14 and 16, did you think that it was going to be a possibility that at 23 you'd be a full-time professional footballer?
It was always a dream of mine. I never knew if it was possible or not. But I used to watch Emma Byrne and like Yvonne Tracy and Kieran Grant, like they were all playing on the TV for Arsenal. I used to watch FA Cup finals and stuff, and I was like, I want a piece of that. So obviously you had to knuckle down, and luckily I played with Ireland at all underage levels, and I think when you're in the system at Ireland, like you really put yourself on a stage when you're playing big European teams and stuff, and I just tried to give myself every opportunity, and I think working hard is very cliche, but it's a must when you want to play at the top.
Also as well, like you mentioned the Champions League a couple of moments ago there, I think at the start of the season that was just your aim, finishing the top two, to be back there as the club, the only English club to have ever won the Women's Champions League in 2007 with Arsenal. You must, part of you, despite all the celebrations, must be thinking ahead to next season and going back into Europe like that.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it's going to be great for the club to get back into the Champions League. I think yesterday I seen on Twitter that it was 12 years ago to the day that Arsenal first lifted the Champions League trophy, which is fantastic. But that's where this club wants to be, and that's where hopefully we will stay in the next few years. It's not going to be easy, but I'm looking forward to getting back into it and playing some top European countries teams. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be great.
Katie, the other thing that the Irish women's football team, it seems like they're a very tight-knit group. They had to come through, we all know the struggles to get the proper treatment that they eventually managed to wrestle from the FAI. That's the type of thing that marks you guys out as leaders and certainly as role models. And sometimes sports people are a little bit uncomfortable with the whole notion of being role models, because it's kind of thrust upon you. You know, it's not something you volunteered for. It wasn't something you dreamed of being when you're 14 and wanting to play and emulate Emma Byrne. You didn't think, oh yeah, I'm going to grow up and be a role model. But it just is something that you guys have to do now when you're, you know, captain in Ireland and playing for Arsenal and winning league titles. Is that something that you actually kind of enjoy and really fully understand, that you do have power to inspire the next generation? Yeah,
no, definitely. I love it. I was one of those kids that looked up to all the players, aspiring to be them. So to have young players looking up to me, wanting to play for Arsenal and play for Ireland, it's pretty special. And I guess when you're just enjoying yourself, like that's the main thing, to show young girls, next generation, that you can do it, and you can do it with a smile on your face. And it's very rewarding. Like my sister, she's 11. And she's 11 and she's playing like for Kilmainham as a local team, and she's absolutely loving it. And she kind of has them bragging rights of, yeah, my sister's the captain and she plays for Arsenal, so she's absolutely loving that. But she wants to be a footballer. That's sort of like, I had a conversation with her only last week, and that's what she wants to do. And for her to be able to say that and have and actually be able to maybe do it one day is pretty special.
Yeah, and you're part of the generation that made that a reality. So congratulations, Katie. Best of luck. Thanks a million for talking to us.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Thank you.